It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
It is showtime. What's happening, everybody? Yes, Geno Showtime. Come to you live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Yes, it is time if you are watching me live on YouTube. Yes, I am live and in living color. The Geno Jones Show. Wow, simply the biggest, the best, the baddest in the business, ladies and gentlemen. 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. In Chicago, where we just got a verdict in the Jussie Smollet trial. I'll tell you what that verdict is, in a couple minutes. 3:30 p.m. out on the West Coast. So please, you and everybody you know, everybody you don't know, everybody that you like, that you love, that you don't know, that you can't stand, that you hate, doesn't matter. Tell them to please subscribe to the Geno Jones channel right here on YouTube and share this and every episode and like every episode. Do that for a brother, all right? If you'd like to be a sponsor of the Geno Jones Show, I'd be honored to have you as a sponsor. If you would like to advertise on the Geno Jones Show, I'd love to have you as one of my advertisers. If you're looking for the ultimate pitch man or brand ambassador to help build your brand, your business, to help you move your products, your goods, your services, I am simply the king of pitch man. So holla at your boy. Today is day 18 of the Christmas Blackout. Now you're saying, all right, Geno, just exactly what is the Christmas Blackout? The Christmas Blackout is a protest, and the goal of the protest is to protect the voting rights of specifically people of color, specifically Black Americans, Hispanic Americans, but there's really been an attack on Black Americans along with our Hispanic brothers and sisters and our indigenous Native American brothers and sisters and our Asian American brothers and sisters. But you know, there's always an attack on Black folks. So politicians actively already passing laws, not just to make it harder to vote, to nullify our vote, to change this, go in and say, you know what? We don't like the way you all voted. Listen, we're going to throw those votes out. Yes, and you have, about 20 states that have already passed, nearly 20, if not 20 or more, that have already passed laws to where they basically, the state lawmakers can just take control of a federal election, like for president. Say, this state voted for Joe Biden? We don't like that. We're going to give it to Orange Hitler. No, we're not doing that in 2021, taking away our right to vote. Because you take away our right to vote, eventually you want to take away all of our rights. In essence, take away our freedoms and just allow, in essence, Jim Crow 2.0, basically. So how does this protest work? The Christmas Blackout, buy Black only. Buy for Christmas, buy from Black-owned businesses only, because why should we as the Black community and people of color continue to spend billions, trillions of dollars with companies, large Fortune 500 companies and CEOs that take our money that we spend as consumers and give that money, billions of dollars of our money, to politicians that are trying to basically take away our right to vote and worse, and destroy this democracy. Like I said, this ain't 1821. This is 2021. What we're not going to do, we're not going back to that. We're not going back to those days. No how, no way, no. N-O, period. All caps, exclamation point. So if you can't appeal to the humanity, the compassion, the empathy, the decency of many of these politicians that are like, I don't know about the Voting Rights Act, and either you got two choices. I'd say do both. Pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act or the Freedom to Vote Act. Pass both of them, damn it. And you got some politicians, I don't know, and it might be going too far and blah, 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 and we can't get rid of the filibuster. Hey, man, people don't know about who or what the filibuster. We don't know who the hell Phil is. If he's a buster or not, we don't know. We don't care. We need you to protect our voting rights. So if you can't get the politicians to do the right thing, you can get the people who pay the politicians to do the right thing by digging in their pockets. Like my grandfather, Conway Jones, taught me, the way to get people's attention with money and power is to take away that money and power, especially when you go digging in them pockets. Folks are like, hey, hold on. Excuse me, do we have a problem? What's wrong? You're not spending money with us anymore. No, we're not. Till you fix some ish. So that's how we're going to do that. So keep the money in our community. Support black-owned businesses that support black people and our community. We're just not doing it. For centuries, we have supported white-owned businesses and didn't think anything about it. And what have we gotten for that in general? Not much, if anything at all. So it's a new day. So that's what the Christmas Blackout is all about. Shout out to Joe Madison. He is a radio host, an iconic, legendary radio host, Radio Hall of Famer on Sirius XM Urban View. The Black Eagle, he's on in the morning. He is on a 3-week hunger strike, and he was my inspiration to launch my form of protest. He is like on a 3-week hunger strike now. He's basically no solid foods until either the John Lewis Voting Rights Act or the Freedom to Vote Act is passed. So shout out to you, Brother Joe Madison. Stay healthy. We're lifting you up in prayer. And, he has this saying, what are you prepared to do? Basically kind of paraphrasing one of my favorite lines in one of my favorite movies, The Untouchable. There's a scene, you've heard me talk about it if you watch the show on a regular basis, between Kevin Costner, who played this federal agent, a guy named Elliot Ness, The Untouchables. And Sean Connery was a local Chicago police officer. And, Chicago's had a history of just corruption. And this was way back in the late 20s, I believe. Al Capone was at his peak, late 20s, early 30s. And so Elliot Ness is trying to round up and catch Al Capone for all the murder and extortion and selling, bootlegging liquor. At the time, selling liquor was illegal, a whole prohibition deal. So there's a scene, Elliot Ness is frustrated, he's trying to, Al Capone is having folks murdered and knocked off. And Sean Connery looks at him and said, what are you prepared to do about it? Something that I paraphrase, I basically use that line. What are you prepared to do about it? Brother Joe Madison is on the same page. So congratulations to Simone Biles. She was named the Athlete of the Year, a 4-time Olympic gold medalist. She pulled out of this year's, this year we had the 2020 Olympics in 2021 because they postponed them for a year because COVID was, I want to say at its peak, but in some areas in this country, like in Michigan, it's at its peak now, which almost 2 years later is crazy when you've got 2 vaccines and boosters. I digress. I got my booster shot. Look, let me just digress shortly, Simone. So congratulations to Simone Biles. But this is all I got to say about this vaccine. I get it. But many of these people who are they're hesitant about the vaccine. Well, I don't know what's in it. And they just doing that so they can make money. The majority of people who are saying that, they have been vaccinated. They've been getting vaccines for decades. As a matter of fact, now this is not my opinion. This is a proven medical and scientific fact. Talk to any scientist, any epidemiologist, any virologist, any scientist in biology. Vaccines that were actually, the first vaccines were created on the continent of Africa. Yeah, Google that. How vaccines were first created. Just Google that. With the African continent. Do your homework. So the very first vaccines, the whole vaccine concept was created by black people on the continent of Africa. Vaccines have saved more lives than any other medicine in the history of humankind. That's not my opinion. That's a fact. But I get it. We talked about it. Black people in America, we've got a pretty suspect relationship when it comes to medicine and the government and just the medical industry, experimentation, black men, black women experimented on. I've covered that extensively on this show. I get it. But for decades, vaccines have saved billions and billions of humans. And you've gotten vaccines. And a lot of you all take ibuprofen or Tylenol. Heck, you call the weed man or whatever drugs you're doing, you're popping the little red or the little blue pill. And you really don't know what's in that. You weren't there when they poured whatever they poured into that pill, and you don't know what else is in it. If you drink, you buy it. I was talking about prohibition. You buy alcohol. It might say Patron on the label, but hell, you don't know what else is in that Patron or Ciroc, do you? You don't know what's, it says Remy. It might taste like Remy, smell like Remy, but it could be something else in it that you can't even taste or smell. So athletes, they worried about it. Athletes get shots, cortisol, Toradol shots, so they can play with injuries. Fellas, like I said, you want to perform performance-enhancing drugs to perform in a different arena, if you know what I'm talking about, your performance in the bedroom. You don't hesitate to take those pills, do you? The little red or the little blue pill, or the other ones, the Cialis and Levitra. You don't hesitate to take them. You might say Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra. Do you really know what's in there? So my point is, we take stuff, we put food in our mouth. We go eat out at a fast food restaurant. My grandmother, she didn't even believe in eating out at a fast food restaurant because she would say, I don't know whose hands touched that food. I don't know who cooked it, and I don't know what they put in the food. Now, I know that might sound extreme, but she cooked for people. When it came to hygiene, she was serious about personal hygiene and not trusting people, not trusting their cooking, if she didn't know for a fact. If she didn't know, they could lay her eyes and like, okay, I know you wash your hands, and I see you not putting anything crazy in whatever the food they were preparing. So we as humans are so hypocritical. We worried about what's in this vaccine, but you don't worry about what's in that hamburger or those French fries you get from a fast food restaurant or fried chicken. You don't know, you don't even care. If you knew, you would probably still, heck, people smoke, they drink, they know cigarettes can cause lung cancer. If you drink too much, that can cause liver cancer. And people know that, and they still indulge and overdo it. You got people who are diabetic, who still eats too many sweets. So people put stuff in their mouth that they know is harmful, and they still do it. But then they want to get all of a sudden with this vaccine that has saved billions of lives. Okay, sorry. I was congratulating Simone Biles. She is named the Athlete of the Year by Time Magazine. Like I said, she won 4 Olympic gold medals over her career. She's considered the GOAT in terms of a women's gymnast, the greatest of all time of women in terms of the women's gymnastics, especially Olympian. Just simply the GOAT, the greatest of all time, female gymnast. So congratulations to Sister Simone Biles. And it really, so this year, she stepped back. As a matter of fact, she pulled out of this year's Olympics to deal and focus on her mental health. She was one of the hundreds of victims by this animal, Larry Nassar, who's in jail for molesting and sexually assaulting hundreds of young girls who were part of the U.S. Olympic gymnastics team over the course of several years. So shout out to Simone Biles, 4-time gold medalist. And before I get out of here, Will Downing is in town, so let me shout out to the iconic R&B crooner, Will Downing, who's here in the Low Country tonight. I'm about to go check him out. So there's a verdict in the Jussie Smollett trial, and that verdict is he was found guilty of 5 to 6 counts of lying to police about a hate crime, being a victim of this hate crime. I don't really have too much of an opinion on it. This happened in Chicago, and there was a jury. Didn't take them too long that they found him guilty of 5 of 6 charges of lying to police and basically staging or saying he was guilty of lying and saying that he was a victim of a hate crime. So they found him guilty, 5 or 6 charges. He could serve up to 3 years. He's a first-time offender. He's never been in jail. So all the legal experts are saying that he probably will get some type of probation. And then he's got money, but he's a black man. All right. So eventually, how did that work out for O.J. Simpson? Not comparing the two or the crime they committed, but O.J. Simpson had a lot of money. He escaped for a while, but they eventually caught up with they got him for the crime that people really believe he committed, murdering his ex-wife. He didn't go to jail for that. He went to jail for something else, basically about trying to get back some of his sports memorabilia. So the point is, when you are a black man and when the man really wants you, he'll keep at it. He will keep working until they can figure out a way to finally get you on something. So that's the latest. So if you're heading out, you can tell everybody, did you hear about the Jussie Smollett trial in Chicago? Found him guilty. Don't know if he's going to go to jail. I guess there should be some information on the sentencing. So tomorrow, my week in review show with my girl Keela Carson, we'll have all that, and we'll have some more our own hot take on perspective and opinion on this Jussie Smollett trial. Hey, it's time for me to get out of here. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you, God. Most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show. Once again, I come to you live right now. If you're watching me on YouTube, I'm live, and I do it live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. in Chicago, where a jury just found Jussie Smollett guilty of 5 or 6 counts of lying to police about being a victim of a hate crime. 3:30 p.m. out on the West Coast, where Jussie Smollett is living, but he may not be living, because if they send him to jail, he's going to be living somewhere near Chicago, somewhere in Illinois, probably in jail. Who knows? We'll find out. All right, everybody. Hey, once again, if you'd like to be a sponsor of the Geno Jones Show, I'd love to have you as a sponsor. If you'd like to advertise, I'd love to have you as an advertiser. If you're looking for the ultimate pitch man or brand ambassador to help you build your business, help you build your brand, help you promote, sell, move your products, your goods, your services, I am the king of pitchmen. Reach out to me. Leave me a message right here on my YouTube channel or Geno Jones Show at Gmail. That's how you spell Geno Jones Show at Gmail. Reach out to me. Leave me a message, or you can reach me on Instagram. You can DM me, direct message me on Instagram. Geno Jones Show on Instagram, on Twitter at Geno Jones, just at Geno Jones. Facebook, leave me a message. Geno Jones Live, that's my public figure page. Geno Jones Live, all caps, Live, or just do a search, Geno Jones on Facebook. Leave me a message. All right, everybody. I love each and every one of you. I really do, Mother. I know you're watching, and I love you more than life itself, everybody. Have a great evening. I'm going to have a great evening, yes. Checking out Brother Will Downing. Tomorrow, TGIF Friday edition. Yes, yay, it's Friday. I call it Friday. Keela Carson, my Friday cohort and co-host in comedy. Oh, yeah, we keep it funny. Friday on funny, or funny on Friday. Keep those Fridays funny, keep you laughing, and I'm looking forward to it, everybody. So enjoy your evening. Go back and binge watch all the episodes once again. Please, you and everybody you know, you don't know, everybody that you like, that you love, that you can't stand, that you even hate, tell all of them to please subscribe to the Geno Jones Show. They will be glad they did. Please share this and every episode and like every episode. So if you are watching me live until Friday, 6:30 p.m., I've got one more thing to say to you. As always, be blessed. Thanks for watching.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of The Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.